Okay, well that wasn't too difficult to spot, unfortunately. Let's get rid of this echo message here and I'll explain. Perhaps you've already seen it. I'm doing logical AND here. I just need to do a logical OR between them. So I was checking to see if they were all empty. So each and every single one must have been empty for this error to fire off, when really what I wanted was for one of them to be empty. So I needed to check using an OR, not an AND. So doing that, and then saving the file, go back, there we go, submit it, there we go, all fields required, just to make sure we're not cheating. Let's put that value back in there. Now, I'm going to try to submit this one. First of all, let's take a look at the lived at. We've got one, lived at 1, we can't change that ID, that's not a problem. We've got person ID 1, location ID 2, event ID 2. Okay. If I try to put another value in there with exactly the same 3, 1, 2 and 2, I am hoping that that value gets rejected, because it together forms a key and makes a unique record. So that was 1, 2, 2. So if I go back up to here, let's just remind myself which one I'm doing that one. So let's try that. Lift that. So if I do 1, 2, 2, I'm not really bothered about the years. I need them in, but let's just change the years anyway. 2016, 2017, so that I can see if it's been put in. If I try to submit, the data was added to the database. Now I've got to think, do I want that to happen? I don't think so. Okay, so I've got 2 records with the same location, person and event. Now this is something that we need to work out in the database. If we don't want a person, a location and event, then we need to set this as a unique set of fields. However, we think about it, a person could live at a location. If the event is like one that we've created, a random event like other, then they could have an other and different dates, and that would be a valid record. However, again, if we come back, if we set 1960 and 2016, so if I do 1960 and 2016 and submit that, the data's been added to the database, and I browse, we can see that we have 2 records, okay, which are identical. So record number 6 and record number 1. Now that's going to lead to redundancy in the database. It's not very good. The reason why that happens is because we've got lived at being the ID. So that is the primary key. So all 3 are different because they've got different lived at IDs. We would need to specify that person ID, location ID and event ID together were unique, or perhaps even date from, date to. However we do it, we need to change that to prevent the redundancy. That's rather a larger problem that I'm not really going to be bothered with at the moment. That's a refinement that we will do sort of pre-production, but it's worth noting, okay, that we can have duplicates. We've got the same with person and all the other ones. We can have 2 Joe blogs, and we have got 2 Joe blogs. They are different by the birth year, but if I put the same birth year in, we've got 2 records which are identical. We're going to have to be very careful in our final database how we handle that. At the moment, we're just learning how to write a database, how to pull information from it, and how to populate a map. I'm happy with the way things are working, but we will cover that at some point. So, is there anything that we need to go over? I don't think so. I think we've covered them all. We've got the messages working. We know if we change the database, if we stop the username or change the username or the database that we're working, we know we're going to get a connection failure. It's pointless trying that out. We've done that. We know it works. So that's the beauty of having it in a separate file. We can test it. We can put it to bed and say that that's done. We don't need to keep trying things out. I think that is pretty much completed for what we want to do at the moment. Again, in the refinements, recoding, the refactoring, we're going to change how we code this. We're also going to change our database on how it works. So I'm going to take those out. There's no need for those anymore. They were just prompts. And that's it. We've got at least one file to add to each table. We're going to use them in very different ways. We're going to take a look at maybe JavaScript again, Ajax or jQuery, so that we can pull information and show it on the screen. What I think would be useful now is to have the sort of opposite one, so I can just pull one event, I can pull one record from here, I can pull one record from person, I can pull one record from location. So we're doing that sort of query, bringing the information back. So we'll see that in the next set of videos.